Oh my goodness.
What happened?
I'm live. Oh my goodness. I am trying to get my participants on Zoom. So, welcome if you're here. We'll get this figured out. Welcome, welcome. So we'll just wait a few more minutes for people to join us. And I'm really glad you're here. This is day 1 of our 3 days to reawaken our purpose within. So glad you're here. Let's see, I have a workbook that I'm going to put in the comments. So hopefully you guys will get that. You'll have to let me know. So here it comes. I'm gonna post it in our Facebook group. Actually, if you are here, send me a message and yes, Corey, you're here. Yay! Send me a message and I will do it through Messenger. It won't let me do it into the chat. So, really grateful that you're here. I'm going to share what the workbook looks like. So it is a PDF that you can print, and we have a little welcome letter, and this page is great for you to set your intentions, which is a really beautiful space to start. And then day 1 is right here. So we're not going to hit day 1 quite yet, but we're going to do that in a little bit. So again, if you'd like a copy of it, I will send it to you. And it is going to be a beautiful time for us together. So again, I am just so grateful you're here. It's such a gift to give to yourself in kind of spending this time together. And I really think it's important that you recognize the decision that you made today to be here. It's really amazing for you to be with us tonight. And so I just want to start with taking a moment to just drop in. And I want you to just put a hand on your heart and one on your belly, and close your eyes if you're comfortable, and take a nice deep breath in and one out. Another breath in and out. And one more big breath in and out. And just arrive. Just be present. So this is going to be a beautiful journey together. 3 days. There will be some bonus days at the end. So that will be awesome. But 3 days of us really being able to explore and dive in to ourselves. And so with that, I want you to think about your life currently. And is this a time in your life where you feel, even coming to this tonight, even being here present tonight is just so much? Is it so much for you to commit to being here? And think about your work life. Think about how you show up, how you leave for work, and how things in your day just become really maybe overwhelming. And I want to share with you my story of how I started to realize what was going on with me. And I have had a great opportunity to be a nurse. And as a nurse, you're really giving to people, and you kind of put yourself towards the very bottom of your list as you give to everybody. And I had really worked on my education. I didn't graduate high school, and really felt that that was something I was ashamed of. And one of the reasons why I decided to become a nurse was to get that education. And I worked on my bachelor's and my master's and got my doctorate. And while I was working, I found a point where I just did not feel like it didn't matter what I did or how hard I worked or how many hours I worked or, you know, what I sacrificed. I felt that I wasn't making a difference, and I really couldn't even go another day. And I remember one day I was coming home from work, and driving, and it was quite a commute. And I just envisioned launching myself off of an on-ramp and just not wanting to do it anymore. And I cried on the way home. And when I got home, I just, how am I going to go forward? Like, something had to change. I absolutely couldn't do it anymore. So that was the first step for me, is it got so bad that I just didn't want to live anymore. And from the outside, you know, everybody thought I had it all together, that I was doing great, and that I, you know, was just living the best for me. And inside, I just was crumbling and just could not bear living another day. And that was the first step to me recognizing the healing. And I didn't know what was wrong. Like, I really didn't know what was wrong. But I started on this beautiful path, this beautiful journey of healing. And I just want to ask you, have you ever felt like you're doing everything that you're supposed to do? You're working hard, you're taking care of everyone else, you're checking all of the boxes, yet somehow you still feel disconnected. And maybe you've wondered, is this really all that there is? And if you've ever felt this way, just like I expressed in my personal story, you are not alone. The women that I work with are some of the most capable women that I know. They're leaders, professionals, mothers, caregivers, and helpers. From the outside, they appear successful. But on the inside, they're exhausted, they're disconnected, they're running on empty. And tonight, we're going to talk about why. And I like the title of this 5-day workshop. It's our purpose. And oftentimes, purpose is misunderstood. Many people believe that purpose is a career title. I don't. Purpose is how you live. Purpose is how you show up. Purpose is using your unique gifts to create a life that feels aligned with who you truly are. When you're living your purpose, you'll experience more peace than pressure, more clarity than confusion, and more joy than obligation. Purpose doesn't mean life is perfect. It means your life has meaning. And so one of the first steps in finding your purpose is really digging deep into ourselves and finding out what is in the way. And I like to call these pain points. And in the workbook, there's a sheet for you to write this on. If you don't have a copy of it, go ahead and grab some paper or a notebook. And it'll give you just a few minutes. And also, I would love to, in our Facebook chat, for you to share where you're at and why did you decide to join while we're waiting for that. But the first pain point that I want to talk about is feeling constantly overwhelmed. And this looks like waking up in the morning and already feeling you're behind. Already seeing that amazing list you have and just feeling so overwhelmed. Before your feet even hit the floor, you're mentally going through that list. And when we're constantly overwhelmed, we stop living intentionally. We become in a very reactive mode. And a lot of times for people, that's fight or flight. It can be as simple as waking up and having one of your kids or your partner or friend ask you a question and you just at them because you're already maxed out. We just react. I want to ask you, how often do you feel like your life is running you instead of you running your life? And if you have any thoughts come up right now, I want you to write them down. How often is that happening? Is it daily, weekly, hourly? It's really good to connect with yourself as you ask these questions. And the second pain point is losing yourself. Somewhere along the way, you stopped asking yourself what you wanted. You became so focused on everyone else's needs that you forgot your own. And a good example for me for this is being asked, what do I want for dinner? That can feel so overwhelming to even think about what I want. Because what would that mean? What if they don't like it? What if they already had it? All these what ifs keeps me from actually thinking about what it is that I want. It can also be being so tired and really needing to sleep and someone asks something of you. Like, could be big, it could be small, and you just know you need to sleep. But you don't even consider it. It doesn't even pop in your head to take care of yourself. You just go and do. When was the last time you asked yourself what brings you joy? Think about that for a minute. What brings you joy? Can you even name anything? Can you list anything? And when was the last time you asked? Sometimes it's buried so deep in us. It's hard to find what brings you joy. And the third pain point is living in survival mode. You keep going because you have to. Not because you want to. You survive the week waiting for the weekend. You survive the day, just can't wait to crawl into bed. And then Sunday night comes and it starts over. Just surviving. And survival feels very, very anxious. Surviving is you're trying to, a lot of anxiety about the future, a lot of anxiety about what could happen or the responsibilities you have. You're just surviving, just gonna survive. Put all my needs aside to survive. And pain point number 4 is feeling emotionally exhausted. This one's a good one because we can really recognize what physical exhaustion feels like. You know, when your muscles are tired, when you ate too much food, that can hurt physically. When you didn't sleep good, your body feels just tired. But what about emotionally, being emotionally exhausted? What does that feel like? It is a huge feeling of responsibility. Caring for everyone else's emotions. How are they going to feel if I say this? How are they going to feel if I don't do this? If I don't do this, they're going to feel this way. This is my responsibility for them to feel a certain way. Making every decision based on someone else's feelings and emotions. Being everything to everyone. Being the person that just holds everything together is such a toll. It takes such a toll. And I have such a good example personally on this. A lot of my life, I felt responsible for everybody. For my parents, for my siblings, for my children, for my employees, for everybody. And I had a great opportunity to participate in a year-long mentorship, a coaching mentorship. And during that training, it came to me that that was not my job. That literally it wasn't my business to be responsible for everyone else. How dare I think I could do it better than them? And it was life-shattering for me. I did not know after that point who I was or why I was here or what I should do. And after moving through that, oh my gosh, I felt pounds come off of me. So much weight from not feeling that responsibility, and reinvented myself. And it was such a beautiful gift, but one of the hardest things I've done. Pain point number 5 is losing confidence in yourself. Maybe you used to trust yourself and now you're second guessing everything. You wonder if you're making the right decisions, or you seek everyone else's approval before your own. And this can be such a challenging space when you don't trust yourself and you constantly need reassurance in the decisions that you make. And this can happen for many reasons. Again, I have a really personal story around this. The first part of my life, in a relationship where I couldn't make any decisions right. And so I stopped. And it took, when I was out of that relationship, it took years for me to learn how to trust myself. And it was to the point of seeing a therapist every week and just telling her what it was that I did that week, and she would tell me, good job, that was a good decision. And so there's so many layers of trusting that we can lose and just not be confident at all, or doing the opposite and being overconfident to try to gain that validation and that awareness. So both really are not in connection with ourselves. And the 6th pain point is feeling like there has to be more. That day driving home from work, there is no way my life was meant to be the way that it was. And deep down, I knew it. I knew there was more out there. It is not looking successful. And if it is, success is something that is exterior. But inside, you feel that there is something missing. And sometimes you just can't explain it. You just absolutely know that you were meant for more. You weren't meant for certain situations that you could be living in. And deep down in your core, you know you were meant for more. And I want you to know that this feeling is not a sign that something is wrong with you. This feeling is a gift. It is a precious gift that is asking for something to change, something inside you to grow. It's a beautiful gift. There's no shame around any of this. All of this is just an opportunity to connect with yourself. She's telling you, she's talking to you. And listening is really important. So I'm going to share my screen again. And I apologize if you don't have the workbook. I will get that to you. And I'm going to share our little day 1. And I hope you can see it. And what this is, and if you have something to write on or a journal, that will work too for tonight. But we're just listing down 6 pain points that you could come up with. Now, I went over a few, and there could very well be others that you can maybe have become aware of as we've been talking. But I just want you to write down what those are. And losing your confidence in yourself. That's the second to last one we talked about. And then you want to write what the effect it has on you. So just going back to losing confidence in yourself, trusting yourself, not trusting yourself. What effects does that have on you? And for me personally, just to give you some examples, not trusting myself made me silent. I didn't use my voice out of fear. I didn't trust the words that would come out. I didn't trust if they would hurt somebody or myself. And that led to a lot of numbing behavior where I overate. I drank pretty heavily for a while, and I just numbed because I didn't trust myself. So that effect had a very physical, negative result for me. So I just want to give you let's see. I want to give you some beautiful music as you write. And I'll just give you a few minutes here. To just write out your pain points and the effects that they have on you. If you need more time, I would love for you to work on this later. Sometimes when we do this work, it can feel very overwhelming, or you can have a sense of guilt or shame, fear, anger. A lot can come up as you start to dive in. And I just really want you to invite you to be really present with yourself. And all of those feelings are valid. And they're really important. But you need to be really gentle, because this is just the beginning. Going into this is just the beginning. And so just be really gentle with yourself. And if you find that you're struggling, please message me. If you have my cell, you can text me. But please message me. I'm here to support you as you dive into this. And it is life-changing work. Absolutely. And tonight wasn't about fixing it. It really is about seeing it. You have to see what needs to be fixed before you can fix it. And being aware is always the first step towards transformation. The awareness is a gift. In fact, it's gold. It's more valuable than gold. So really step into that with love and compassion, because it is gold to be aware. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. It's really easy to numb. It's really easy to keep yourself busy, so you always have something else to do. But it can be really hard to sit and just think about what it is that you're feeling. And the really amazing news is that tonight was the first step. So good for you. It is so powerful to just be here tonight. It's overwhelming to think about doing this kind of work, but you did it. You did it. And no one can do it for you. So much love for you. So much love for your ability to be here tonight. So one thing that is very important is homework. Homework is so important. And again, the homework is on the workbook page. But I want you to post in this thread that's going to come up when this live is done. Which pain point have you been holding on to that you are ready to let go of? You don't have to write a novel. Just share what feels true for you. We're in this together, ladies. We have a beautiful group of women here, and there is so much support and so much love and so much safety that we can do it. We absolutely can do it. So post in the comments which pain point are you ready? Are you done? Now tomorrow we're going to explore why these patterns exist, because they do happen for a reason. We're going to talk about scarcity versus abundance and how our beliefs shape our lives, and practical ways to begin shifting from surviving to truly living. And I really think that tomorrow is where many of you will start seeing your life through a completely different lens. So same time, same place, this time 6:30 for sure. And I'll try and figure out the Zoom thing. Jeez. But before tonight, before we leave tonight, I really want you to just sit again and just place your hand over your heart and take a slow, deep breath in and slowly breathe out. And repeat silently or to yourself or out loud, I choose awareness over autopilot. I choose compassion over criticism. I am willing to see myself with new eyes. Every step I take brings me closer to the life I'm meant to live. Take another deep breath in and let it out. And I just want to thank you again for being here. And thank you for choosing yourself. Choosing yourself makes such a difference, not just for you, but for everyone around you. And I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue this journey together. So have a beautiful evening, ladies, and I will see you tomorrow.